Can you guys hear me fine? Cool. How you doing, Jeff? Haven't seen you in
Oh,
a few weeks.
dude, it's been a while. I just finished a kayaking trip. The whole agency ran on its own. Steph made sure everything was cool. It was nuts. Just getting Stripe invoices. Everything is fine. And we got on a phone call yesterday with our biggest client yet, pay per show, writing big checks, having a great time. And he says, look, guys, long story short is I'm ready to spend $50,000 a month on you doing a pay per show model. I know your margins. You're going to be highly paid for it. All I care about is if qualified people show up to my office. And I go, okay. And he goes, look, if you do it right, you're going to have $20,000 to $25,000 a month put directly in your pocket. I don't care. Just get people showing up. So this guy says that me and Steph are in the running for a $50,000 a month pay per show contract. We have costs, but we'll be able to make $20,000 to $25,000 a month margin from this one client.
Damn.
Sounds like a great ending. You need to go on another kayak trip this weekend.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not a bad trip.
Yeah, dude, nuts. So I'm still kind of digesting, figuring it out, but it's when like the universe forces you to level up.
There it is. Like, hey, Jeff, you got your break. Let's get back to work here. Here's a big boy coming.
Pretty much.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear. Always cheering for your success and everyone in here. Let a few people in and we can get started. Look, I know you guys show up here for the calls, so if you guys want to start asking questions, if you have any questions that are like personal to you before we get started, I'd love to just get those out the way before other people start showing up. If you guys got anything. Wendell, I know you always got something.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm in the process of implementing. I went to the lunch and learn yesterday. Jeff answered one of my questions. I'm having a problem with conversions, so I'm kind of trying to go back to the drawing board on like what is my offer, and also my ad. I plan on planning to shoot at least like one or two videos this weekend that I could run as like another ad, because I don't know, maybe I'm just not I'm just not getting qualified individuals or whatever the case may be. I don't know. So I'm kind of lost, but on a
Have you looked at
path.
your metrics? Like
Yeah,
view rate and things like that?
yeah, because I was getting impressions. I think the view rate was like 18% last time I looked at it.
So it needs to be higher than that. That's for sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. For me, at least 18% is low. What's your account name again?
Nubivigant, Nubivagant.
You good. Um, so when you do video views, you want to look at more data than just like what's here. Okay.
Okay.
So this, you can kind of see what this description says here. View rate measures the percentage of people who watch your video after they first saw the video or thumbnail. It equals the number of views your ad receives, blah, 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 whatever. Basically, everyone that basically saw the video at a certain point. This isn't a fair measurement of the success of your video. If you go to columns, modify columns. I showed you guys a bit of this when we first started, but like we'll go more in depth to this and to extensions today. I think that'll be like the next level of your skill set to understand things that you can do with Google. But you can go here to performance, and you want to see average cost per view, and then videos played to these percentages. So now I can see how many people are watching what percent of the video. You know what I mean? It's important to know how many people are actually getting to the entire video, 16%. Which actually, if you really think about it, isn't bad at all. Honestly, 1 out of 5 people is actually listening to you for a minute. Really good view rate, actually. So let's also look at the click-through rate. Cost per click, click-through rate. Click-through rate's 1%. Also not bad at all, in my opinion.
Okay.
Clicks 27. So you've had 27 people come from this to your website. 1% of people are clicking. Average cost per
Mhm.
click, 570. While most people may think that's high, I don't find that high because what I'm reading here is that 16% of 500 people have watched an entire video about you, and it's costing you 570 a click to get that out of them. So, in my opinion, this is inexpensive. What is expensive is your cost per view. Let's go back to that, which is making the cost per click a little higher. If we can get this cost per view down to like 20 cents or less, I think you'll be in a much better position. I personally aim, like I said in the last call, I aim for like 4, 5, 6 cents cost per view. And the only reason your views are costing a lot is because 16% of people are watching the whole thing. I bet you if it was 40%, you would be paying way less because YouTube knows people are actually watching your ad. So this is
Yeah.
last time when we talked, when I told you like reshoot this ad and bring more energy. That's
Yeah.
what that'll solve this entire problem in my opinion, because this is an energy
Gotcha.
problem. People are going on YouTube to like watch something to learn or watch something that's exciting or entertaining to them, and you're
Mhm.
being, a little more monotone than what they want to hear on YouTube. You want to be more energetic, 20% more than what you think is exciting. Like I said last time, and I think on video that'll come off as just someone who's in a good mood and excited for something. It won't come off as like over bubbly.
All right, I did reshoot that video. Um, I don't know if it was better or worse. Um, what I did, I pretty much just like duplicated the ad group, and then I just changed the ad of it.
Okay.
Um,
And for your conversions, I see you got none. So Jeff, where did you direct him on the offer? Just so I have an idea.
uh,
Actually, Wendell, just restate the challenge, the offer, all that fun stuff.
Okay, cool. So the basics, like just make sure they kind of know what's happening and why it's happening. Um, okay, so this is the one you reshot.
yeah, that's the second one.
So let's Okay, cool. So I wonder, you never ran this first one, right?
Yeah, I never ran that one.
I'm gonna unpause it.
Okay.
Let's see how they do against each other. Maybe the one I thought was worse does better. So let's
Okay.
take a look. I think your targeting is right from what we did last week. So that's why you're even getting people to watch the entire video. So I'll take 1 out of 5 people watching the entire video personally. I'm okay with those listings. I would like it to be 2, but 1 is still not bad. 1 out of 6 people isn't bad at all. I think once you hone down that offer and stuff on your landing page and just be more clear and more credible, maybe, I think that'll allow you for more conversions. But if someone's listening to you for 30 seconds, watching the thing, and then clicking, they're probably interested. Like, so your targeting's right. Everything's going right from this end, in my opinion. I think, like Jeff is saying, everything after this is what needs to be fixed.
Mhm.
Pro tip: use an app called Hotjar, and it's a recording app, and so you can
Okay.
install it just like a Pixel on your landing page, and it'll screen record every visit to the page, and you can go back and watch them. So you can watch everything that the person is doing on your website. You get
Gotcha.
100 for free, and then you can just delete them and restart 100 again for free. But
Mhm.
if I were you, I would do that. I would put the people off YouTube on its own landing page, and I would screen record that landing page with Hotjar, and then go back and see how the user from the people, because these are only people that are coming from YouTube. How are
Mhm.
they interacting on the page? Where are they reading? Where are they like hovering their mouse over? You're literally screen recording them, so you can see everything. The only thing you can't see is like information when they type. It'll exit out, but besides
Mhm.
that, you'll be good to go.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I didn't change because you told me if something was low, so I'm forgetting to change the like a setting, or not a setting, but like click off of I think like home and garden or something like that. I didn't do that because I thought like the impressions were high enough. Was that like a good decision? I don't know if you remember from like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
You
no,
said,
I remember. I know
okay,
exactly what you're talking about. I mean, the only way we'll know if it was a good decision really at the end of the day is if we split test both of them against each other, one without it, one with it. So,
Gotcha.
at the end of
Okay.
the day, you'd be surprised what kind of audiences win. This is it's a lot different than Facebook. So like usually there's less surprises. Like you're not going to have an audience for Kool-Aid be the best audience for roofing, which sometimes in Facebook it happens that way. YouTube's a little bit more defined. So I think once we figure out the landing page issue so that we don't waste money, then we can split the budget in two and test it against both these things rather than one, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Could you take like a minute, 30 seconds just to look at my landing page real fast? Give me your thoughts.
Yep.
All right.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah, I would change a lot right away. So you're telling them from the ad that they're getting roofing leads. The first thing on top of this list should have to do with roofing leads.
Gotcha.
Like I didn't know if I clicked to the wrong website, and I'm the one who built the ad for you.
Yeah.
So put that in a perspective of someone who doesn't know anything. So, here I don't see a single rooftop photo. You know what I mean? I don't see a single thing about roofing. I mean, yeah, I see build their roof and things like that, but look how small this is compared to this headline, this photo, this
Yeah.
photo. You know what I mean? Like none of these are roofing leads. I think you would, rather than saying you will learn 3 high impact strategies, I would rather it be a timeline of like, here's how our system works. Step 1, we find
Yeah.
qualified leads in your area and vet that they are coming from zip codes that you would like to work on. 2, we send these leads personally to you with a full application about everything that you need to know in order to have them pre-qualified. And 3, you get in touch with a lead based on the appointment that they set up, and you basically take on the job, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Money in your pocket.
Gotcha.
So like, I don't know if you remember, you were on the call or did you get off when I showed you my landing pages?
No, I was on.
Okay, yeah. So a big part of ours, like I said, in every single one we put, is a very linear approach. Step 1, step 2, step 3. You want to tell the person how these things are going to happen. People are very skeptical and they're also very confused all the time. They're reading 1,000 pieces of information every single day,
Gotcha.
at least. Obviously, that's probably like an understatement. But so if you can just make it 1, 2, 3, here's why you're here, and here's how it works after this step, then you'll be good.
Mhm.
Because right now, what you've done is like video step 1, right? You've told them what happens in the next step. Then they get to this
Yeah.
step and it's not what you told them was going to happen. So you need to make
Gotcha.
it very roofing oriented. This should be a house. This shouldn't be a graphic. This should be a home with roofing, whatever happening. At the top, you should have your offer very clear and set, or at least whatever you are promising them as the goal needs to be up here. You can write a little letter or whatever you need to do. I would start your
Yeah.
application down, and I would say, here's how our process works. 1, 2, 3, here are the steps. You know what I mean? This to me, like I showed you my pages, this is a lot of fluff. I'd rather get right to
Yeah.
the point. These are business owners. They hate wasting time. They hate fluff. They hate all this bullshit, especially roofers. They're like hardcore guys who are in hard labor all day long. They don't
Mhm.
like fluff. They just like right to the point and direct. And I'm sure even when you get on the sales calls, you may feel the same way. Like they don't like you beating around the bush. They just like chop, chop, chop. Here's what we're
Yeah.
doing. Here's how it works. Here's all the information you need to know. And here's how I can help you get there. You know what I mean? So
Gotcha.
totally agree with
Okay.
Jeff on this. This just doesn't align. That's what you need to fix.
Awesome.
Your YouTube ads are
Awesome.
good. Your targeting is good. Don't even touch any of that stuff. Just turn them off. Fix
All
this. Put Hotjar on your website and then turn them back on and get another 27 clicks and look at how those 27 clicks are actually engaging with your site and where they're stopping, where they're reading based on the changes that you made.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Awesome.
okay,
Yep.
cool.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. Cool. Well, welcome everyone. Let me stop sharing so I can see everyone's face. Who we got today? The squad. You guys are my squad at this point because you guys are my weekly people. So I appreciate you guys showing up. I'm gonna go over extensions today pretty heavily and some different ways that you can read your dashboard. I think that'll help you guys out moving forward. But I do want to spend the next, and I know these calls usually are an hour. I like to give you guys an hour and a half since it's once a week. I'd like to start with the next 15 minutes going over like any questions, maybe like 5 minutes at a time if we can, to see like if anyone has any specific questions that I can just answer quickly before I jump into like some new things to learn today. Does anyone have anything? What's up, Matt?
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
Yeah.
Okay, quickly. Yeah, so I did sign a client for Google Ads. I was DMing you. I didn't actually end up putting it into the thread because I ended up kind of finding some solutions to my answers. But I kind of want to get some of your, like, I guess your perspective on this. So I'm setting them up. Onboarding seemed just kind of a little bit less than what Facebook would be if I was onboarding for Facebook. I got access. I have manager access and all that good stuff now. So right now I'm kind of in the midst of creating the landing page. I've done a lot of competitor research. I kind of know what I'm up against. So I guess like my question was, how do you figure out, I guess, negative keywords and try to get past like this learning phase of building out the campaign in the beginning and trying to get past like wasting money on certain terms and certain keywords and expediting that process.
Okay, cool. So there's really no way unless there's something that's like super obvious. Like if you remember with me and Jason with the dumpsters, we knew like who the dumpster competitor companies were and things like that. And he knew for a fact that if people search for them, they're going for them. And we don't want to target their keywords, even though they sound very similar. If you know like a tangible piece of data from the client, then that is a negative keyword to start. Other than that, we don't use any negative keywords. The only time we ever start a campaign with negative keywords is when, for example, we're dealing with personal injury lawyers and we want to remove civil law, family law, all these lists of law. We just want to remove them. Then we know that beforehand. But generally, I don't exclude anything negative. And then you need to check the account every day and go to the search terms and just remove all the negative ones. And you're basically building a list without wasting money, because search terms doesn't mean that people clicked on your ad. It just means you popped up based on a keyword that you had for this search term that they searched. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're even spending money on it. It just means this is what popped up. So you can go through and be like, this isn't good, this isn't good, this isn't good, and start chipping away at that list after you launch the campaign live. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. So that totally makes sense. So is there like a best practices for onboarding a client? Like what's the, maybe nittiest detail that after doing a bunch of them that you found that you've had to include that, something like somebody like a beginner like myself wouldn't include in their onboarding?
Yeah. So remind me later in the call to go over Google My Business integration into here. Okay, that's going to be important. It's going to be one of the extensions I show you guys today. So that'll cover that answer. That's one. Two, honestly, Google onboarding is, at least, from a local business standpoint, is way easier than anything Facebook related. The only thing I need is to have the Google Analytics or the Google tags on their website so that I can retarget visitors. One, and then two, I just need access to their Google account. So have you made a manager account, like a Google manager account?
Yeah, so I already have access. I already got access to everything.
Like, are you getting access from your email or are you getting access to your manager account?
To my manager account, yeah. So I had it set up
Super easy.
like that in the beginning, and then I figured I needed to get a manager account, so I did that.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so I mean, it's easy, right? He just gave you the code, you sent it, and he accepted it.
Yeah.
That's it, dude. That's why Google's so easy. Like you're already in. It's all good to go. You have all the codes. You can put them on
So
your landing
I have
page.
one more part to it. I was talking to you about an HVAC service that I was trying to market on Google, and it pretty much bombed. I spent about like, what is it? Almost about $300. Nothing really came from it. So then you actually recommended, so I do call only ads. I tried that. It said I got like 6 or 7 clicks, but I called the business and they told me that they didn't get any calls or anything like that. So I would assume clicks equals calls, but there is no calls on their end. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe I did it wrong, or is
Do I
there
have
like
access to your account?
No, you don't. Do you want me to put it into this into the chat?
Yeah, let's save it for later,
Okay,
just so I
cool.
don't take up too much time.
Gotcha.
But what I was gonna say is, on your conversions, you want to add a conversion that's for calls, and you want to set the minimum amount of time that someone's on a call for it to count as a conversion. So you can go to conversions, call it a call, and then you can say like at least 30 seconds on the phone to count as a conversion. So you can pick 30 seconds, 45, a minute, whatever it is. and just set 30 seconds as a threshold, because then you can go in and be like, I know for a fact you got 6 calls that were at least 30 seconds long. And that'll help that aspect. But yeah, at the end of this call, I'll leave some time. We'll review the account. Send me the number while we're at it. While I'm talking to other people, I'll just send you an invite. You just accept it from your end.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Anyone else got any questions?
I do.
Nat?
Eddie, about the keywords, the negative keywords, right? So I was trying to run an ad for the agency. I am in real estate.
Mhm.
So now when I put negative keywords into the negative keywords, are those negative keywords applying then to all campaigns or only to like the, let's say, the membership campaign? Or will they apply all over when I run an advertising for a client?
When you add negative keywords at the top, it'll say, do you want to add them to the entire account, or do you want to add them just to this ad group or campaign?
Okay, then I have
Yeah.
to look at that. Maybe I did it by accident only to the ad group. So I
Yeah.
just, okay, perfect.
What I would do, and here's what I would do, you guys can make a negative keyword list in the account. So go make a negative keyword list in the account and put all your negative keywords in there, and then you can just apply those to the entire account. So when you're doing it in one campaign and then another campaign, some things might get lost. But if you make a saved keyword list, you can make like, negative keywords roofing, for example, or your case real estate, negative keywords real estate. And then every time you add negative keywords, you just check the box that says add them to this negative keyword list. And then you'll add them to the same list over and over, and then you'll keep them in one place.
Okay, good. I'm first in the first phase, like warming up the account. So I got a lot of funny searches. So I moved into phrase search. So that hit a little bit better. But the first time there was funky searches that came up with the keywords. So
yeah, if you do any sort of broad matching, you're gonna get a lot of funky stuff.
yeah. So all right, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great question. Cool. Anyone else?
Hey, what's going on, Eddie?
What up, bro?
Mine was simply if you had time to like take a look at what my campaign was doing, but we could save it towards the end if that's cool, so you can knock out what you got to knock out.
Let's save it towards the end so I can give everyone some value since they're on the
Yeah.
call, and then at the end we can kind of go through the account and
Cool,
whoever
thanks,
wants
man.
to stay can stay. Anyone else got any like quick questions I can answer without going through an account? Jason, Neil, good to go? Okay, cool. Let me jump in. I'm actually going to use Wendo. Is it cool if I use your account for this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, so first thing I want to go over is ad extensions. Does anyone know what they are? I think Jason had them on some of his ads already. No one else, right? Okay, cool. Let me share the screen.
Is that like the phone call thing?
Close, yeah. So basically, let me try to find an example. Okay, so you see here's the ad right here. This is the ad on Google. Right under it, you see like a link to contact us, a link to reviews. These are called extensions, okay? So there's like different add-ons that you can add on to the ad that don't cost you anything additional and take up more space. So it's silly for anyone to not include them in any of their ads, okay? These won't apply for like YouTube ads and stuff like that, but for search campaigns, this is gonna be like a make or break. This is the difference of you being on a phone searching for something and you see 3 different ads versus seeing only one ad because it's so long. So like think about how much more beneficial it's going to be for you when someone searches and your ad is the entire page, whereas everyone else has 3 other competitors competing on the same viewpoint rather than scrolling to see them. So it's going to be a pretty big difference. So this kind of, see if there's another one down here that's good. No, these are examples of extensions. You see like little hyperlinks down here that are small. So there's so many different kinds. So I'm going to go through them today with you guys. I'm not going to make one of every single kind because it's going to take forever, but I'm going to put you guys in a really good situation to use whichever ones you want. Okay. So I'm going to go down this list. I'm just going to explain them. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? We have plenty of time. I'm gonna just go down and make one of every single extension for you guys, so you guys have an idea of how each one works. Okay. So we'll start with a site link. This is pretty easy. So this is the ones that I just showed you guys up here. It's gonna look like this. It's literally a site link. So if you're sending someone to a website, you can send them to a specific link on the website. So from a landing page perspective for you guys on a more technical aspect, you can hyperlink a section of your landing page as a link. So like if you want to send someone directly to reviews, you can hyperlink review section and they click it and it takes them down right to the review section of your website or your landing page. So there's a lot of functionality here to do it. The real purpose for me is to honestly, a lot of the times I'll use the same exact link and I'll just put 4 different hyperlinks like this just to take up more space. Meaning like I'll put reviews, I'll put apply now, you know, I'll put how our system works, I'll put all this stuff, but it all goes to the same website page, my landing page. You get what I'm saying? So it allows more room. So let's just make one real quick. Like I said, it's going to look like this. This is a mobile version. This is the desktop version. So kind of like what we're just looking at here. It's super simple, nothing too difficult. You literally put what the text is going to be here. So for example, contact us would be here. You can put a line if you want to for description. And I don't think this one had, oh yeah, it did. This is what the description will look like right under here. So you can put like what the description is of that thing. I would keep it very short personally. You know, example, right? So this will appear under this. You're probably not going to see it in these. There's an example right here. So you can see it like this. So it's very simple. You guys can add as many as you want. I would personally try to stay near 4. 4 is a good amount. It looks very clean on desktop. It looks very clean on mobile, and it takes up a lot of space. So then all you have to do is put the URL here. So in your case, let me open up your website. What's the link? Just give me an example of the website. Or
It
something.
was newbivigantmedia.com. Yeah, you go.
Cool. So like example, if you know this was reviews on your landing page builder, this section has an ID. And so you can send them to Newbivigant Media / this section's ID as a link.
Gotcha.
And then so they can just click reviews and boom, it'll open up here. You get what I'm saying? So that's a site linking extension. That's the one you'll see the most used. When you're doing this for clients, especially not for yourself, and you're sending them to like a really good website, this is super beneficial when you can put like visit us, you know, more info about us, all these other things. You can just fill this up. Okay. And then at the top, you want to make sure you pick, is it going to my account? Is it just going to this campaign? Is it going to just this ad group? So it depends what your situation is. If these are very campaign specific, you don't want them to go to the whole campaign or the whole account. You want them just to be in this campaign. Does that make sense to everyone? Everyone good on these extensions? This is kind of like the most basic one.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, call out extension. These are the one that I showed you at the bottom. They're a lot weaker. You see this little line right here is not actually their ad. This is a call out extension. So this is like perks that you provide or benefits, whatever it is that you just want to put at the end. And they put them like this, like their own little mini sentences. So let me zoom in so you can see this. So this is the ad. These are description 1 of the ad. Second line is description 2 of the ad. And then this is actually this extension that we're going over now, call out extension. So it'll look like this. It's way smaller. It's nowhere near as dominant as the links of the website that we just went over with the site link extensions, but it's a good way to include perks that you can't fit inside of your copy because of the limit of text. So like, you know, example for you, if you're running ads for yourself, would be, you know, guaranteed appointments, you know, example, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Quality homeowners, you know, like you can put like little things like this that are going to take up a lot of space in your normal descriptions that you just can't fit. I would put them here at the end. And then you see here, after your description, it'll literally come up as little bullet point sentences kind of. So it's really effective for that sense. I would use every one of these extensions, guys, because they're not going to cost you anything and you're just getting more real estate out of the same stuff. It's like someone doing a horizontal ad on Facebook versus like a vertical ad on the feed. It's just night and day. It's not even comparable. So you might as well get the most out of it by doing this. Does this extension make sense? Everyone have any questions? Anything? Pretty straightforward. Structured snippet. This one's, I don't use this one too much, but very similar to the last one. You can do the same thing. Let's just do guaranteed appointments. It looks very similar. The only difference is literally it's a comma instead of a period. I don't use this one too much just because it's kind of redundant on the other one. And if I put the same features on both and both of them show up at the same time, I just look like I made a really bad ad. You know what I mean? So I kind of stay away from this one personally. If I had to pick one between the two that's more effective that I've seen, I would pick the call out extension over a structured snippet extension. Does that make sense for everyone? Yes. Cool. Call extension. This is my favorite one. And then my second favorite is location extension. This is what I was talking to Matt about. I'll show you exactly what that is. Jeff will love this stuff. I know he's been doing some Google My Business master classes. This is going to go directly with that. So call extension, I mean, does it get better than this? You know what I mean? It's literally the phone number. You put the phone number of the business as long as it's matching on the website. And then here, this is what I was telling you about, Matt. You can pick how to measure the conversion. So you can name the conversion whatever you want, 30-second call, and then you can pick it from this list so that it only measures it as a conversion if it does that. You get what I'm saying? So for now, it's just account settings. Call from ads is the one that's set up on Wendell's account. I'm not going to mess with it, but on your account, you can do like a 30-second call and then you can just pick it from here. So it's going to report to you how many of those it did. This is the easiest one. You'll just put the number. And tip, just a pro tip, you want to write the number the way that it's written on your website. Meaning, you have a phone number here?
No, I don't.
Bro, what are you doing? Why don't you have a phone number? I preach this so much.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, you got to put a phone. Bro, you know how many of those 27 people didn't fill out a form? I bet you 3 of them would have given you a phone call, bro, if you just had a phone number they could just click on. You get what I'm saying? You're missing free business, bro. Our best leads come from people who call us, not the people that we have to reach out to after submitting a lead form. When someone calls us, they're ready to go, dude. Like they're all in. So yeah, I exactly what Jeff just said. Just make sure to put your cell phone number in there, something that's right to your cell. You're picking up for sure 100%, and just be conscious of it. What I personally do is, and I don't know if we still do this in our funnels, but I have a high level number that I put, or a Google Voice number is what I prefer, because Google Voice rings differently on my phone. Like the background color is different, everything's different. So I know it's a work call. So when I pick it up, I'm like, hey, it's Eddie from 4Media. How can I help you? You know what I mean? Oh, hey, I'm John. I'm looking for some roofing leads. I saw a video online. And then now you're in the sales call already. You know what I mean? It's a way better lead than these people. So definitely do that.
I just got call rail, so maybe I can use that.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works for you. Don't overcomplicate it and try to do all these forms of tracking and everything from the beginning. Start, put a number, and then take it from there. Huge tip though. You want to write the number the same way it's written on the website. Meaning, if on the website it's written like this, then this is how you want to write it on your extension. If it's written like this, then this is how you want to write it on your extension. So parentheses, spaces, hyphens, all these things, they matter. And Google cross-references where the traffic is going to how that number looks. And little things sometimes will deactivate it for you. So you want to just make sure they're aligned. So if you're putting a parentheses, space, 3 numbers, dash, 4 numbers, then that's how you want to write it on the call extension. What is it? And on your website. Okay.
Gotcha.
Makes sense? Everyone on the same page here. Please, if you have not made this, make it right now. Don't even wait till I get to the next extension. All you have to do is just type in a phone number, and this is the most valuable thing for your business, I guarantee it. Cool? Lead form extension, we went over this last time together. I don't know if you guys remember. So I'm not gonna jump into it too much, but you're making a lead form in here. Everyone was on the call last time we did this. So you're making a lead form, you're making a call to action just like you normally do on Facebook. You pick the questions, you're more limited to questions, but you know, you have the questions that you want to. Just make sure on the back end, it's zapped the way that I showed you guys on the last call using the Google lead extension on Zap. Cool. Everyone good on this one? Or does someone want me to go over this in depth again? We're all on the same page.
Same page.
Cool. Thank you. Next one, this is like super valuable. And this is only if your client has a Google My Business account. Okay. But you can connect a Google My Business account location into here. Okay. I'm going to show you just an example on another on my personal business account. So that so you need to have access to the, where is it? To the Google My Business account for the client, and you need to have access to the Google Ads under the same email. Okay. When you have that under the same email, then you can go add a location extension. So every time someone searches that business, right under it, they can click one button and GPS to that location. Even though some of your businesses don't need someone to drive to them, it's way more powerful seeing that it's not just like a lead gen site or something, that they have an actual address and the person recognizes the road that that address is on. Like, oh, this is a local business. This guy's down the road. If I want, I can go beat him up if he doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? So it just makes it a lot better, even for your own business. It's really good when you're running your own ads and you have an actual business address, even if it's just your home address, you have a business address on there. You get what I'm saying? If it's a PO box, I don't really care what it is, but it helps a lot. Okay. So you can see here, this is a location extension. So mine's approved. You can see here, like, dude, look at this. Average cost per click, $1. It's costing me $1 to have someone GPS from an ad to my location on my business, where they come and they spend AOV of $70. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's too unfair. Facebook doesn't have this kind of capability. It only has like adding the maps in a carousel, which no one scrolls to the end of the carousel to get to a map. This is like people search, they can click one button and they can see it's going to take me 12 minutes to get there. It's really top line, best case scenario. Just make sure again that you guys are connected to the right email on Google and the client's Google My Business. Jeff, you have a masterclass, right, on Google My Business? I've seen that a few times.
Yeah.
Cool. So like, if you guys don't know what you're doing, go to the Google My Business masterclass. Jeff goes into much more detail about managing Google My Business. You don't even need to get into all that. You just need access to it. And when you have access, 2 clicks, you come back in here. Where's this one? Okay, location extension, and you literally pick, you know, which Google account is it? This one. You go to the next page, and then you pick from the list. This is the one I want to connect, and you're done. That's it. Jason, for you, this is something that's a must. Do you have this on your account?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I don't know. I got to check. I wrote that down to check when we get off here and see if it's connected or not.
Cool. For sure, this is like top tier priority for you. It looks
sure.
something like this right here. So you see this little Google Maps pin plus the address, and it literally
Yep.
tells you how far it is away from you. So this is a must for everyone. If you take this little extra step for your clients, at the end of the month, through Google My Business, that client gets a report of how many people requested directions. Hey, can you guys keep it down? How many people requested directions to your business? And if that number is jumped up by 25%, then there's a lot of credibility there from you. So this is like more metrics in your pocket to tell the client, like, you know, these numbers didn't just rise by themselves. Like, I see here on your Google My Business, this many people viewed you on Maps more than last month. This many people brought this many phone calls more than last month. So these little extensions like phone calls, Maps, things like this, lift those numbers, and the client literally gets a report every month from Google My Business that says, this number went up this percent, this number went up this percent. And if they keep seeing green arrows, it's very hard to convince yourself that the marketing company is not doing a good job. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
It's right here.
Affiliate location. This is if you have multiple locations. I've actually personally never used this. This is more on a franchise level. And they didn't even have this a while ago. But if you have access to multiple locations, then you can just show all the locations. I'm sure like if you ever search like, Jimmy John's or I don't know, Domino's, it comes up with like 4 different locations on their ad. That's what this is. So instead of just having one location, you'll have multiple ones. I don't see anyone using this scenario unless you're working with a franchise. But if you are working with a franchise, this is pretty cool. If you can get plugged into their Google My Business and do this, it's huge. It helps their entire company's marketing, and it's harder to let go of you as a marketing company when you're this integrated. So that's important. Price extension. This is good if you actually sell a product. For you guys, for a lot of like lead gen stuff, you're not going to use it, but I'm going to show you quickly how, just in case. If you're selling any sort of product, even if it's a service, if it's not, I wouldn't put like $2,000 on here, obviously. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to show your prices, but like if it's something within reason, you can put whatever it is, put, $34, a description on it, and then a URL. So if someone sees your ad, look how much more space this takes up. This thing is massive. If someone sees your ad and this is what's on it, and this is what's on it on desktop, then they can just go through, be like, oh, cool, that's what I wanted, and then click on it and go there. So this is really cool in the future. If you guys get into e-commerce or something like that, this is like super, super, super useful, because then someone can just go shop like a carousel on Facebook and then click something that they want, even if it doesn't have images. And then app extension, we're going to skip because none of you are going to be promoting apps. Promotion extension is the last one. If you have a sale going on, even if you don't make a sale, go on. Okay. Like this and create a promotion on here. Okay. And it'll allow you to give them another reason to click on it, to see things, to see more about it. You get what I'm saying? So even if you're selling your own service, or for example, Wendell for the roof, or for anyone else, Annette for real estate, or Jason, especially for you for dumpsters, you can create your own discounts or monetary benefits, you know what I mean, to get something, and you can label the item. Just give you an example. Put a link, promotion details. You can put like on orders above, all this stuff you don't need to, and then date it out. So have it expire at a certain time, end date. You know what I mean? Tomorrow, boom. So now what you're doing is you're prompting them with a fear of missing out, because this promotion is going to end, whatever it is. So if you're running ads for your roofers, Wendell, you can give them a discount on the roof or whatever it is that you're promoting on your website anyways. Make that
Gotcha.
congruent here, show it, and put an ending date, and just go in and change the ending date once a week on all your accounts, and just make everything end on Saturday or on Sunday or on Friday the same time every week. And so now every time someone goes and opens it, like, shit, this thing ends in 2 days. You know what I mean? And they click on it and they go to your website, and you're good to go.
Scarcity.
So it creates a form of scarcity and a fear of missing out. So it's a very, very powerful tool. Even if you're not selling an actual item online, this is a really good tool to use. Like really, really, really good tool. So you can put any sort of promotions on here. Monetary discount, percent discount, up to percent discount, up to monetary discount. You know what I mean? So you just say, up to, $1,000 off your roof. Up to $1,000 off your brand new roof, ends March 20th. Like people are going to click on that. You know what I mean? And here's the crazy part is you also don't forget, you still have an entire ad above this with 3 headlines and 2 massive descriptions. This is like free bonus stuff that you can add on top of your ads. So to just keep that in mind, we use extensions aggressively because we don't want to change our ads every week or every month or every whatever based on promotions. So what we do is we change all our extensions. It keeps it easy because there's so many campaigns, there's so many ad groups, there's so many ads, all these things start getting cluttered. You want to keep everything you make in ads evergreen and permanent, right? So nothing that's like sale ends March 20th and things like that. We try to stay away from that, and we try to keep them on extensions so that there's no mistakes in the account. So anytime we want to change anything, we just go in the extensions, we change the extensions and we know they're changed on the entire account rather than going and trying to find ads that need to be changed for a promotion and things like that. Does that make sense for everyone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you guys going to use this stuff? Okay,
Definitely.
let's talk about it. Who's going to use which one of these extensions? Let me put them on the screen. I just kind of want to get a feel of like how you guys are going to use these, what services are you going to use them for, and things like that.
Your phone number on the phone number one you showed to put underneath the actual ad. But mine's running a YouTube ad though, so I'm not sure if this exactly applies to me. I did the banner thing on the side like you said too, and I created on Canva. So I'm not sure if these extensions apply to my actual campaign.
No, I think the best thing you can do is put that phone number on your website in your case.
Yeah,
It's going to be the best thing.
Yeah.
And as long as you're doing that banner trick that I showed you on YouTube ads that you're talking about, then you'll be set. You've done everything that you can do on.
Should I put a number on the banner or something or no?
It's not going to help because like imagine someone looking at YouTube on their phone and seeing that banner and then like trying to memorize the number and then trying to go call it. It's just like a lot of friction.
Gotcha.
I'd rather you just put it on your website and hyperlink it so that someone can just click it and call. Do you guys remember how to hyperlink a phone number?
Yep.
What's the formula?
TEL :
Nice. Cool. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. What else? How else are you going to guys use? Who else is going to use one of these extensions? I want to get like 3 of you guys at least tell me how you're going to use them before we move on.
I would use the promotion one for the agent so they can give something away of monetary service or a discount. That's I would use. I'm not sure if I would use phone number and address. Not sure if that makes sense. Phone number probably to call right away to the agent. Yeah, so those two I would, and then lead form. That would be maybe one, but I don't have the feel for it yet with the lead form.
I definitely would use call out extensions as well. Those are very easy for you to use to give benefits about the agent, over 100 million in homes sold or over 100 houses sold in your county, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The location one is going to be very beneficial for you actually, just because of the fact that where are you based out of, Annette?
Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, Fort Lauderdale. So just as an example, if I'm in Fort Lauderdale and I'm shopping for realtors and your ad comes up and I see that your office is 1.7 miles away from where I'm searching, you're probably a real estate expert in the Fort Lauderdale area. Everyone else doesn't have a location. They could be a firm that works out of multiple different cities. I'm looking for someone who specializes only in Fort Lauderdale. So that will give that person an upper hand just because the location is close to that.
That fits actually very good because we are making our realtors the community leader. So we are positioning them to the videos. So could I somehow put that in as well, where we are sending them to their page with all the community videos?
If they clicked on the location extension, it would not take them to the page, that's for sure.
Okay.
But it would take them to their business on maps.
Okay.
And on their business on maps, it says like website, call, all these other things.
Okay.
So, I mean, if they have any sort of reviews, this is a huge benefit that I didn't really go over. But like, if the business has reviews, especially guys, you want to use location on everything. You're in a way better position for the business owner if instead of going to your landing page, they actually click the location and it opens up their location on maps. And on the bottom, it shows, 48 4.9 star reviews and then call, website, all these things, and they can just take an action from there. Yeah. I guarantee you, having a physical location on Google Maps with reviews is already better than an entire landing page that we put together, because the credibility of Google itself is already beyond anything else that we have. And we're just people on the internet at the end of the day. So if you can take them to Google and you can have them just look at that phone call is going to be way more qualified than a phone call that goes to the website and clicks a phone number. That's my opinion from my experience. So
that tells me as an agency owner as well, we need to get our Google reviews. I never focused on the Google reviews for us, for ourselves. So
100%. So you know what we do in December, we made a Google My Business and we had, a bunch of clients, hey, please leave us a review. We'd really appreciate it. That is a lot easier than getting a video testimonial out of a client. And so our sales guys now, instead of being like, oh, can I talk to another guy that works with you? They're like, yeah, dude, like you can just go check out our Google listing and there's 55-star reviews. And also anyone that works on your team, review it as well and say, hey, I'm an employee here. I work here. I love the environment. This is one of my favorite jobs. I love the stuff that we do for our clients. People like seeing that too. So now I have my team leaving reviews. I have clients leaving reviews. And now we have a ton of reviews, probably by the year's end, we'll have 150 5-star reviews on Google. It's really hard to say this business sucks and doesn't exist when you have that. So and that's something that's not going to go away. It's not like a landing page review that's written or a video review where someone's like, don't use my face anymore. I don't work with you guys. You know what I mean? This is like ingrained in Google. There's no questions asked. They can't go back and edit them. It's like, it's just really credible and easy. You send the client a link, please leave us a review. I'd love it. They leave a review. It's not like you're hounding people down to get a video review. Our best clients that we like absolutely smash it for, like really do so well, still have trouble giving us reviews. Like I in August, I drove up with my wife to Connecticut and I drew I drew a route of because we're taking her mom home to Connecticut during COVID, so we couldn't fly. And I drew a route of every single client that was along the way. And I stopped and I went and got a video testimonial from them all the way up through New York and everything. Like it was crazy. So
Dedication.
I understand how hard it is to get some of these reviews, you know what I mean? But Google My Business, first day we had 32. I was like, hey, send this to a couple clients. First day, 32 5-star reviews. Like, so it's just a huge advantage. And you guys need to think that way as a business owner. If you don't have a shop, totally cool. You still have an address that you can change at any time, but building that profile on Google My Business, like go into Jeff's masterclass and learn that, because outside of Google Ads and all these other things that we're doing as agencies for credibility, quite frankly, this is one of the highest forms of credibility in the world. And it's just overlooked by marketing companies because, in our heads, we need video testimonials and landing pages, and we're going to run ads, and we're going to do organic in Facebook groups, and we're going to DM people. And we're overlooking the one that just permanently sits there by itself at all times. And quite frankly, the majority of the world here in the United States looks at that as the most credible aspect of everything. You know what I mean? So yes, great idea, Annette.
Can I ask one more question with the phone numbers? So I have, for a reason, my phone number not on Facebook and not my email. So I want them to message me, right? So should we also, is Google checking Facebook and Twitter and all the other platforms as well about our phone numbers?
No, it's just checking the page that you're sending the traffic to.
Okay, perfect. Good. Thank you.
Yeah, and you can have like 15 different call extensions on the account, as long as each one is going to the proper landing page from a different audience. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As long as the ad groups are separated, then you can put 15 numbers for all Google cares, as long as it matches.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else from anyone?
I'll just say, I think, like you pointed out, man, I'm going to try to put everyone I can in there that makes sense to take up more real estate on the screen.
Good, for sure. 100%.
I just went in and added the location extension. It was not in there. So I got that one added in there. And I like the price extensions too, because it's, selling a service in a competitive market. If I can drop some of our low entry pricing on there again, it'll get people to click.
Dude, just a discount percentage or a dollar amount, seeing it on there, people go crazy over that. Like here, you can see my example. This is our account. You can see here, 12% click-through rate. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like the ads are getting like what, a 5, 6 on a good ad, 6, 7, 8. Some of your ads guys are getting 3, 4, 5, and these extensions are getting 12.
How do these extensions show? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to know how the extensions show. Are they like automatically placed by Google, or are they?
Yeah, they're automatically placed by Google.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and yes, they stack as well. So a lot of our ads will have these. You see these 4 site link extensions. It'll have so these are all my site link extensions. You see them on the right side. Like I have, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 extensions. Oh, it says it right here. 9 extensions. So it shuffles any 4 at any point based on what the person is searching. So if someone is searching a birthday party, then it's going to pick you see on the left side, book a party, custom packages up to 32% off, 5-star reviews. It's not going to pick discount tickets. It's not going to pick field trips and camp. It's not going to pick Teen Georgia license program. It's going to pick the ones that align the most. So it does a really good job stacking. So my ads usually will have 4 site link extensions. They'll have the call out extensions underneath as well. And then I'll also have the location and the call on the ad. So it's just stacked all the way down. My ads literally take up 70% of my screen, and I have a Samsung S20 Plus, and my ad takes up 70 to 80% of my screen. So it's very hard for us to lose the bidding war when, 7% of people that see our ads, dude, we're talking the last 2 weeks, 326 people GPS to my location through an ad. You know what I mean? 490 people click to call. And this isn't even my ad, it's just extensions. So
I was gonna say, is that so? One ad and all these extensions is connected to the one ad?
No, all these extensions are connected to all my ads in the account.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, so
Got
these are all account-wide extensions that I made. You see here, account. So added to account, added to 20 campaigns. You get what I'm saying? So I selectively, just like when I showed you guys at the top, you pick a drop down. Do I want an account? Do I want it in this ad group? Do I want it in this campaign? You pick where you put these. But this is like free money, just like sitting on the table. And I'll tell you this, I see the biggest ad agencies, like the biggest ones with thousands of accounts, they don't do any of these call outs. So like big game changer for you guys if you're able to use these properly and look at these metrics. I mean, I'll take a 12% click-through rate on anything, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So it just makes it really easy. Like I said, these site link ones, especially, you can make very enticing. Like, look at mine. I don't even know how Google lets me get away with this stuff, but like instead of putting like visit us, I put up to 32% off your party. I literally changed it to a promotion extension just by typing whatever I wanted. And I bet you if I went through my, let's see.
And you have to pay attention how to stack them, or is Google stack them for you? So you
Google
had like
stacks them.
Google stacks them for you. Okay.
Yeah, Google will stack them. Yeah. Book a party, visit us, discount tickets. This is not showing on this campaign. Up to 32% off your party. 12.4% of people are clicking it. Book a party, 12.8%. Like these are very call to action oriented site links. You know what I mean? Like these are very like, for Jason, book your dumpster today. Like that's a very call to action base. So like, Google doesn't let you make call to action buttons. It's just the headlines that you're clicking. But I mean, as you can tell, I get pretty aggressive with these words and basically make them my own call to actions so that when someone is looking at the site link, they just see book a party and they click it. And it's like my own button that I've made like Facebook does, but on Google. And now basically I'm basically kind of hacking the system at the end of the day. So pretty cool. If you guys want to talk about these, I think this is probably an important topic. Like if you guys have like, hey, I do this in my business, what kind of extension can I use and things like that? I think that would probably be pretty beneficial.
I got one quick question, Eddie. I'm guessing I missed last week's call because I can't recall going over the site, the lead form extensions. Do you see value in that in Google Ads?
So what I was telling everyone, and I'll just go through it since we're here.
And you can do high level stuff. I can watch the video later, but if you can just touch on it real quick, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do it right here. Same as Facebook, you got different buttons and stuff. Like, you can figure this out. The only thing that's important is your questions are very limited as opposed to Facebook. So they're very industry related so that you can ask whatever you want. So, retail, let's see, in your case, it would probably be general. Which product are you interested in,
Yeah.
And then they can talk about, you can give the multiple choice answers of us, 9-yard dumpster, whatever your dumpster options are. And then you can let them pick that. You can probably put a date on when they want it to show up and things like that. And then I would just pick by the way, I don't know about you guys, but like I would always use first name, last name, not full name. So that in your go high level, when you're automating things back to the person, you can refer to them as Jason, instead of Jason whatever the last name is. It just
Right.
doesn't look that good. So make sure everything's first and last name. You build it out here. You can make a submission message, like a thank you message. And this is the important part, is what I was showing everyone last week, because it's going to be hard to find. On it's called Google Lead Form Extensions on Zapier.
Oh.
Okay, so it's gonna be this. We tested this when it first came out for like 6 months on like every account, and we didn't get too many leads. And then we tested some in the fall again and got leads on a lot of accounts that were qualified. So they've improved it drastically. When we first started doing this, none of this was available on the farm. It was name, email, number, and that was the only option. And there was no questions and there was no qualifications or anything like that. So it's come a long way. I would definitely not neglect it if you're trying to generate leads. Worst case, someone clicks there instead of going to your website and they submit a lead form and you get a text message from Zapier and you give them a ring. So it's definitely not a missed opportunity. And this is what it looks like on the extension. So
Have you tested the lead forms against your landing page, and have you found like much of a difference in quality?
Personally, I haven't. And remember, I'm kind of at a different phase than where you guys at. I have a lot more resources. So I build landing pages. I'm like all about landing pages. I try to avoid lead forms, even on Facebook and things like that. I really like over the course of my career, every time we ever switch back to lead forms for any reason, even if the client sucks up follow up and stuff, like, you know, even if they're good, like there's still complaints about lead quality on lead forms, even if it's on Facebook or if it's on Google. And I just prefer, I'd rather pay 3 times as much per lead. And have them go through an entire website where they're learning everything they need to know. And I just rather pay that price. So I don't have an answer to your question in regards to this recently. Like, remember when this first came out, like we've been on Google for years. So when this first came out, it was like a huge deal. We're like the only people doing it. It was actually like a year ago, like last January it came out. I remember where we were sitting and we're like, holy shit, this is it. And we like stayed up at night trying to figure out how to connect it. Zapier didn't even have a connection. So we like made up our own connection through webhooks and we tried it out and we're like, okay, this isn't as good. So I would test it regardless for your business. It costs you $0 to add this. You know what I mean? And at the worst case, you'll get charged because someone clicked on it and submitted a lead form. And then from there, you can make that decision for yourself. But regardless, do it over not doing it because you have nothing else to lose on it. And it's just an extension. You know, it's people can still click every other thing on the ad and go to your website.
Yeah. With my Facebook ads, I stopped using lead forms for new leads, and I retarget then with lead forms for people who didn't sign up when they went to the landing page first time.
And what do you advertise on Facebook?
So it's like getting leads for martial arts, like clients.
That's what it was. Okay, yeah. Yeah, landing pages is just better. What's your offer on the martial arts stuff?
So I'm doing pay per booking. So I just basically say like I'll run your ads for free and just get paid when I bring in bookings.
What's the offer for the martial arts studio? Like, what are they presenting to their
Oh,
customers?
so no, I'm not. I'm just doing that for my own client getting ads. But yeah, so well, for the martial arts studios, most of them is a free week or something like that.
Okay, cool.
But I'm not doing Google ads for any of them yet. It's just for my yeah.
Yeah, I would consider doing Google ads for them. I know Facebook's easy, but like I would really consider like moms, especially now with kids just being inside and all this stuff and not doing anything. They want to take them to things like this. I mean, look, my business, this one right here that I'm showing you, this is for kids. This is the same age demographic as martial arts people. We start at 3 and we go up to like 14, 15. So we're in the same range as you. We're targeting the same exact people, and Google crushes Facebook. It's not even close. It's not even close. I'm telling you, we shifted from Facebook, from splitting Facebook and Google like 50-50 to going Google 70-30 to now going 90-10. And we just spend a lot in general, but like 90-10, 90 being Google and 10 being Facebook, and business is ridiculous. Like, this is my father's company, and like every 2 weeks he calls me, he's like, At $2,000 more budget. At $2,000 more. The record day. He's like, we're doing more than we did before coronavirus. Record day. And we're just pumping Google. So in the kids space, dude, Google is, don't get me wrong, Facebook is amazing. YouTube is amazing. Anything video is amazing to get to a mom because then they share it to other moms and there's that huge effect in that space. Totally understand. But when a mom is sitting on a couch at 6 p.m. at night and she's like, I'm fucking tired of my kid being in his room playing games all day. I need to get him to do something. And they type in like best, things to keep your kids active. And the first one is a martial arts studio that is giving away a free week. You'd be surprised how many moms are just like, finally something, you know what I mean? So don't sleep on that demographic. And you can just, in the audiences, like we talked about, just segment moms, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Let's see. Look at us. Parents of teens, family focused, toys, like we're parents of grade schoolers, you know what I mean? Parents of preschoolers. Like this is the only segments we're targeting and we just go ham on them. So just the perspective of kind of what's happening through here. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, cool. And what type of budgets are you doing per campaign there?
Well, we just met this morning to add another 2,000. Let's see.
Yeah, probably a better question is what would be a budget you recommend then for like a client?
Dude, look at these. These are small budgets right now. $30 a
Right,
day,
yeah.
$10 a day, $25 a day. Like you can start here. It
Cool.
doesn't need. So this is a call only one. We're only doing this for $10 a day. Search one for $30 a day. And then some Facebook videos as well. So
Cool.
we're spending right now $2,000 a month. Yeah, $2,200 a month on Google, and then after today, $4,500 a month on Google. So
Cool.
you can start very small and you can figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
And for reference, for whoever was asking, I think it was Wendell about the calls. Maybe it was Matt. But 10% of our people that click on the calls are actually calling for 45 seconds. So for reference of like how that number works, like 1 out of 10 of our clicks is actually marking as a conversion, and that conversion is a 45-second phone call.
Gotcha.
Cool beans. All right, cool. I think that's enough info because I still have to go through some accounts. Who are the people that wanted me to go through their accounts at the end of the call?
I could go real quick if that's cool with you.
Yeah. What's the account name again?
It's, you said like the account number?
Just a name.
I don't know if I have a name to it.
I want to say I renamed your account. Every time I get access to one of you guys, I rename it.
Okay.
What's your company name?
Up Level Contracting.
No, I didn't, I guess.
No. Let me see. I'm logging in right now to get you the number. If that works. There you go. All right. I'll put it in the chat right now.
And what are we looking at today?
Just the YouTube ads that I'm running. And I wanted to see if
your account's in your name, by the way. It's just your name.
Okay. Cool. Sorry about that.
No, as well. All right, so while we're here, let me use this as a lesson to everyone again, because I said I would go over it this call. You want to always look at your data differently than what Google's showing you. So modify columns. I mean, honestly, easiest way if you're running videos, just click views and it'll pop up like percentages of people that are watching the videos. It's like the first thing that I look at when I look at YouTube ads is like what percent of people is actually watching it. Let me make the screen smaller so it's probably better for you guys. So 3.4% are watching 100% of your video. For reference, Wendell over here is kicking your ass because Wendell's at 17%. So
that's big up, Wendell.
So damn, Wendell, whoever built your audiences did a pretty good job.
Definitely need that link.
But look, I'll tell you this. I can already tell you've definitely put some effort into making different videos. So kick-ass job on that. Let's see this. This is your best video, is this one.
Okay.
Okay. You know which one this is? Just watch it. Let's all watch it together so we have an idea. Where's the Zoom? Cool. That was your best performing ad. Can anyone tell me off the top of your head from what I talked about on last week's video call? What is something, do not say it, Drew. What is something that Drew did on here on his ad that no one ever does that is just a fucking kick-ass professional job? On this entire screen. It's not necessarily in the video.
Dude, I thought everything about it was fucking awesome.
Yes, I agree. But there's one thing specifically
Is it the
that
banner?
is up. Yeah, it's the banner. Pro move on Wendell's on Drew's part. You can see this banner up here on the right side. We all, like I told you last time, everyone has the option to put this banner, but it's just so small and kind of out of sight for people when they're building these ads that they don't. But when I move on from the ad and I'm on my video that I'm watching, the banner stays there the entire time. So I'm just getting free real estate in front of their eyes the whole time. On a mobile phone, that banner, well, it's not a banner, it's different. The banner's only for desktop, but on a mobile phone underneath your video, it basically has another version of a banner underneath it. So super powerful here. Like if you watch YouTube ads, you'll notice most people don't do this. As you watch more YouTube ads, you'll be like, where's their banner? These guys are noobs. And you'll see like only people like, Ty Lopez, Billie Jean, things like that, like put their banners. I've even seen so many Tony Robbins ones and they don't have banners on them. So it makes a big difference because a lot of times people still want to watch their video, but they're like the whole time they're like, damn, that roofing thing. And like, it's over now. They can't get back to it, but because the banner's here, I can just go click on it and it takes me to the website. So by the way, this doesn't take you here, so don't stress out. I know you're like, what the hell just happened? This is
Yeah, I actually when I did the test too, it did that to me, and I was like, oh, okay, the real deal works. I was like,
but yeah, dude, honestly, I think it's I can tell you definitely put effort into this. So good shit. Next thing that I would change, it's gonna sound weird, but try split testing your profile picture with like a roofing picture, like people working on a roof, because when it comes up on the video on the bottom left, did it come up this time? Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. It would be cool to have this being a roofing picture rather than a person, because it feels more like a system rather than a person trying to sell me marketing. And then try a different version of the video without YouTube, all these other platforms inside of it. You know what I mean? What I like to do, dude, is when we sell in all our typography and copywriting beforehand, we never mention like we're going to get you leads through Google or through Facebook or through YouTube, because then it becomes a marketing thing that we're selling and not a lead thing. We're actually trying to sell them the leads, right? At the core of our principle, they're buying these appointments and leads. They're not buying the ads. So I don't advertise that this is how we do it until we get on a sales call, because then they automatically are like, oh, this is a marketing thing. I don't want it. But oddly enough, if people are like, oh, this is the system that brings me leads, I'm in. It's like a way different mentality. They're like, oh, he's going to run ads. I've tried that before and I've hired companies. And, you know what I mean? So try avoiding that and seeing what it is. And another thing that I would change is on the end, on the call to action, give more of a call to action rather than click below and talk to our experts.
Gotcha.
So I would change it to something that's incentivizing for them. And then 3, test another version of the same exact video, but speed it up 1.5 times and see how
Gotcha.
it goes.
Okay.
Cool. But I think, dude, honestly, like out of everyone's accounts I've seen so far, you definitely put the most effort into labeling your ads properly, doing different kinds of ads, putting all this thing. Like, I promise you, this will pay off dividends for you. Like, honestly, like super, super proud, bro. Super proud. Like,
Well, thanks, man. Appreciate
so I love this, man. Great stuff. But I think it's all good to go. Maybe Wendell, connect together, help them out with some, show them your targeting that we did in your account.
Absolutely.
And I think if you change the target, there's enough for everyone in the US, you know what I mean? Get aligned on the targeting and things like that. Change up a couple of things. Don't do the exact same thing, but get a little more defined on your targeting.
Mhm.
And if your view rate will bump up to like 20%, you know what I mean? So,
Cool.
anyways, good stuff, bro. Proud of you. And again, something important, comparatively to Wendell's ads, his are 22 seconds. Yours are a minute long. You know what I mean? So coming here and saying, at a minute long, 25% of that minute is about he's between these two numbers. You're performing the same up to that time length. You know what I mean? So you're doing a good job keeping them for those 22 seconds, for example, in comparison to Wendell, but you want to try to keep them to the end of that call to action. So 5% is not the end of the world, but I would try to keep, if you can get it to 15 to 20, dude, that your targeting's on point. I think you'll have some smashing success. What's your website look like?
That's the landing page, right?
Beautiful.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
awesome.
right to the point. You know what I mean? I love this. This is what I like. This is the video again. And look, personal tip, replace this video with you talking.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. People like
fire.
that more. And remember, some people have already seen this video on YouTube, Make
Yeah.
a video that's not one of the YouTube videos. Make it clearly correlated to the fact that that they saw a video of you before they got to this point. You know what I mean? Hey, I assume you're here, because you do X, Y, Z, and this is the problems that you're having, and this is, these are the things that you're looking for, just quick introduction. My name's Drew. I do X, Y, Z, and here's how we help companies, and, here's the time that it takes, and here's how we do it. So if you're interested and you wanna talk more, I'm personally taking all calls right now. No one on my team is. I'm personally doing it myself so that I can give that attention to all new roofing contractors that come in. So please click below, give me some information. And if you qualify based on what your company is and what I see online, if I think that it's going to be a good fit for our program, then I'll give you a call and I'll show you how we can implement our program in your area to make sure we get these things.
That's my script right there, bro.
There it is.
Thanks,
But yeah,
man.
dude, this is fire, bro. I love this. And personally, I'm different, but like I
This
said,
is up level.
I like to avoid this stuff. I like to
Okay.
avoid showing ads managers and things like personally. Everyone has a different tactic. Every marketer does something differently.
Mhm.
I've just seen in my case in local business, not in like ecom. Ecom's different. Ecom show this shit all day because these guys are like super educated on ads managers and that's what they want. For roofing clients personally, I say stray away from this. You know what I mean? And even this, just delete the word Facebook and
Gotcha.
replace these with leads and lead cost and things like that, and even appointment or appointment cost. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't get too technical on these dashboards because the roofing guys, for the most part, don't really know what this is. And at the same time, you also don't want to give away the secret that you're doing it through ads.
Gotcha.
You still want them to get on a call before they find that out.
Oh,
All
no.
you want to give away is that this is how much we're getting qualified leads for people in these areas. Look at the kind of homes that they are. Look at how affluent these zip codes are. You know what I mean? These are people that, whether, mention people who use insurance and people who don't use insurance. You know what I mean? So like
Mhm.
giving the both sides of the needle there. But that's the only changes I personally would make. Like if it was our landing page, that's what I would do. But it's because, like I said, our company, we have a rule where it's like, don't talk about that until you get on the sales call, because they'll create their own objections in their head why this won't work just because they had a bad relationship in the past. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah. One bad X unfortunately ruins it for everyone. So just don't put yourself in the same category as them until you get on a call.
Awesome, man.
But fire, dude. In
Thank
this
you.
chat, does it go to you?
Yeah, it
Oh,
goes
it's
to me
a-
on my
it's
high
a
level.
form. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
It goes to my high level app, and I can like text them back directly from my phone if I'm not like at my computer or something.
Now I got one feedback for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is this linked?
No, that one isn't linked.
Link that thing.
How do I to get it to click, like to do one call click, right?
Yeah, so it's like this. Tell, and then put the phone number.
Boom.
So-
that's what
so-
that's what Jason said in the beginning. I was like, what did he say? Tell
Yeah,
colon
so it's
and
like
then the
this,
phone number?
like this, yeah. So just literally exactly what's on my screen right now. Write this,
Mhm.
hyperlink it to that, and people click and call you.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Your shit's fire, bro. You know what I mean? I really, you've done an exceptional job. Like, if I was a mom, I'd be in tears right now. Yeah, I'm very
Yeah,
proud of you, bro.
appreciate it.
Honestly, thank you for putting in that effort.
For sure. Thank you.
Cool. So, I think that's it for today from my end. Are there any like last questions I can answer without like going deep into someone's account right now that I can clarify for people so that we can take some actions before now and next week to improve your personal accounts?
I got a real quick question if nobody else does, and it's pretty simple. How accurate is like the campaign budget simulator in here? So I'm trying to figure out how to scale, right? I'm trying to help another franchise location and do ads for him. He's spending $300 a day right now. I'm spending 60,
Mhm.
and I want to as well. I want to scale my ads up too. But like this budget simulator tells me if I triple my lead cost, I'm only going to get 20% more leads. Is that accurate at all?
I don't think it's accurate.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah, I personally have not found it to be accurate. It's like Google's nice way of saying spend more money.
Right.
I just test and I track things on a weekly basis, not daily, weekly. I say this week, at this budget did X amount compared to last week at this budget. And that's the only way to do it. And remember, like I said, measure Google weekly, don't measure it daily like Facebook, because you're not showing something to someone, you're depending on someone coming to you. So it's a little bit different. You have to average it out over a week. So I would just do, if you wanted to, I would do 1 week at it higher, 1 week lower, or do 2 separate campaigns so you don't mess anything up. Just duplicate it and set one at a higher budget and see how that one does, and if it's able to catch up to the other one and perform better. Sometimes it's worth having 25% more cost per lead to get twice as many leads.
Right. Do you have a rule on how much you increase that budget per week or whatever?
I get crazy sometimes.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah. It's going to depend on the client budget and or your budget in this case, and how actively you're watching it. So if you increase budget and you are watching it daily, then you should not be afraid to spend any sort of money, because you can kill it quickly. You know what I mean? If you're gonna,
it's
if
not
you're
going to
gonna
throw any
set it and
flies to
forget
them
it,
though, right? If I triple my budget, it's not going to screw anything up other than whether the value is there or not.
not at all. They'll actually like you more. Just make sure you're eliminating negative keywords more actively than with a lower budget,
Gotcha.
for your own sake.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, these people love it when you spend money at the end of the day. So I wouldn't worry about that flagging anything.
All right,
They want
thanks.
that. Yeah, sure thing. Anyone else? Cool. Was this a productive call? Everyone found this productive at all?
Absolutely.
Yes,
man.
thank you.
Sure.
Appreciate you.
Cool. Thank you guys. If you guys got any questions, I know a couple people in here like DM me. I always tell you guys my response is always the same. Shoot them in the group so that I can give the answer to everyone at the same time. So I think Matt left, but he's going to shoot it back in the group. He DM'd me and then forgot to repost it back in the group before I answered. So I only do that I don't mind giving you guys attention and talking on the side, whatever it is. But like, I try to, if I'm going to give an answer, I'd rather, hundreds of people be able to read that answer and value from it rather than one person. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you guys. And let me know if you got anything between this time and next time. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
See you.
Thanks, man.